Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Hey, this is EAJ-Man from Autopsy Live and the Skype Pirates. When I want to make it look like I give a shit about sports, I tune into Sports World Radio with Jeff Escow.
Jeff
Doing bad time. Doing bad time. Got myself a problem.
from San Diego. It's Sports World Radio. You've never heard a sports show like this. Oh, no, you haven't.
Oh, blow me.
You got it.
Holy fucking shit.
What in the hell is your major malfunction?
Can't believe that goddamn son of a bitch did that fucking crap.
Don't give me any of your shit.
Right?
Yeah, that's right. Those are your hosts, Jeff Ascow and Sean Mann. Remember, those who can't play sports, talk about it. These two tell it like it is. Tune into Sports World Radio for the fastest hour of sports of your life. So here they are, the douchebags of sports themselves, Jeff Escow and Sean Mann.
Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to Sports World Radio. How's everybody doing today? Glad y'all could be with us. We got a jam-packed show like we do each and every single day here on Sports World Radio. As long as I don't fall asleep in the studio, we'll do the show. I apologize for yesterday. I'm coming right out and saying it. I told Sean. The reason why there wasn't a show yesterday is I fell asleep in the studio. I woke up, my head was on my desk, and I looked at the clock, and the clock said 5:45, and I went, oops. So that's why we didn't do a show yesterday. I screwed up. My apologies to everybody. But we are here live today, Wednesday afternoon. Guess what? 2 weeks from today, I'm out of here. Heading to New York to go be with my peeps and go have some fun for a week out there. But we got a show to do today. SportsWorldRadio.com is the place to listen to us. You want to come and hang out in our chat room with us? You can do that. Head on over to Spreaker.com. That's Spreaker. Spreaker.com. If you don't have an account, get yourself a free account over there. Then type in Sports World Radio. Come and hang out in our chat room. The show will show up on the bottom of your screen. Click on the heart. Click on the bubble, which will open up the chat room and start chatting away. If you don't want to do that, give us a call at 619-663-3715. That's 619-663-3715. Hang out at our Facebook page at facebook.com/SportsWorldRadio, and also check us out on Twitter at twitter.com/SportsWorldRadio. With all the housekeeping out of the way, what do you say? Hey, we bring in that rat bastard himself, the update man himself, Sean Mann. What's going on, buddy?
Welcome, everybody, to Sports World Radio on this Wednesday, October 22nd, 2014. Hard to believe, isn't it? 9 days and Halloween will be here. Who cares? 6:07 p.m. on the East Coast, which makes it 3:07 p.m. on the West.
That was pretty good, Sean. What are you dressing up this year for Halloween, buddy?
I don't care. I'll just wear my Boston Bruins jersey and give the trick-or-treaters some candy.
So you know what you should dress up? You should dress up like as a witch or something and scare the crap out of them when they come and answer your door.
What happens if they come to your studio and say, trick-or-treat, Mr. Escow, give us some candy?
Get the F out of here, you little munchkin bastards. Get out of here. No, they're not coming. They're not coming and knocking on my freaking patio door. I'll tell you that. You want to know something? You know what's even better than that? I've been living in this house since 1990. Okay, right? I've been in this house since 1990. Okay? When my mom was alive, may she rest in peace, we used to have trick-or-treaters all the time. Okay? Last 6 years, 7 years, I would say, nobody bothers to come to the door. You don't want to know why? Here's the secret. Here's the secret. You don't dress up your house in any Halloween get-up whatsoever. Okay? Whatsoever. No, just regular night. No Halloween stuff. Nothing. 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 No, nothing. Just absolute, just the way your house is normally every day. Nothing. Okay? And at our place, we have one of those light sensors. So if nobody actually walks up to the door, the lights never turn on. So, if nobody goes to the door, the lights aren't going to turn on. So if they don't see any lights on, they don't come to the door. So we never get any trick-or-treaters. I end up eating the candy every year.
Josh goes, follow the buzzard, and Sean follows the Mountain Dews. Oh, God.
Okay, no, he's not drinking Mountain Dews no more. right before we went on the air. I think it was during the intro. Right before we go on the air, I hear a pops, like you opened up a brand new can of soda. So I said to him, what was that you just opened?
I drank a Pepsi.
And he goes, a Pepsi. And it sounded like he got it sprayed in his face after the way he said it. It was pretty funny. Hey, Adrian, how you doing, buddy? Welcome back to the show, you rat bastard. Welcome back. All right, so it sounded like Sean got sprayed in the face when he opened up his Pepsi can. It's pretty funny. It was pretty freaking funny. Because I asked him, I said, what is that? He goes, oh, Pepsi.
Pepsi, yeah, that's right. All right, so our first topic of the day, the World Series has begun. Yesterday on Fox, Game 1 goes to the San Francisco Giants. If the Giants wanted to take home field away from the Royals, they did just that. The question is, ladies and gentlemen, can the Kansas City Royals tie this series, or will the Giants head back to San Francisco with a 2-0 lead after tonight? What do you guys think of this series?
First time they lost in the freaking playoffs this year, correct?
Yes.
Hey, you know what's kind of ironic?
8-1 as manager.
Hey, Wes, can I ask you a question, buddy? How pissed off are you that it's the 2 wild card teams that are playing in the World Series? How
Wes?
Not
the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Wes, how pissed off are you? Just how pissed off are you, Wes, that it happens to be the 2 wild card teams playing in the playoffs? The San Francisco Giants, who knocked out your Pittsburgh Pirates, and now they're playing in the World Series. How pissed are you, buddy boy? I was thinking about that last night while I was watching the game. I'm going, Wes probably not watching this game because the San Francisco Giants knocked out his Pittsburgh Pirates, so he ain't watching.
Big game. James Shields went for the
no
Kansas City
game.
Royals last night, Jeff. And, you know, one thing I observed as I was watching the Bruins game and then watching this game, I could sense and just see that maybe James Shields was out of it. And that, here's the thing, he hasn't always been effective as a Major League Baseball playoff pitcher.
Well, here's the thing. You're missing the whole point because obviously you didn't watch the whole game, so you're missing the whole point. Hey, we're talking sports here. We ain't talking freaking wrestling. And this Friday, don't forget this Friday, speaking of wrestling, this Friday, I'll get back to my point in a second. This Friday, second hour of the show, Josh Lopez is coming in because guess what? Sunday there's a pay-per-view, Hell in the Cell. So we're going to do our annual Friday before our pay-per-view wrestling talk in the second hour of Friday's show. That's going to be a lot of fun. He just found out that he's coming in. I didn't tell him beforehand, so he's probably all happy now. So what was I talking about now, Sean?
You were talking about that I was missing the point that I didn't watch the whole game.
Yeah, okay, at the beginning of the game, the first 2 pitches of the game. Did you see the first 2 pitches of the game?
I did see the first 2 pitches of the game.
The first 2 pitches of the game, what threw Shields off for the rest of the entire game. The first, listen, that umpire, as far as I'm concerned, those first 2 pitches should have been strikes. He wasn't giving Shields the black. Shields had to come in a little bit, and they were all over him. That was the problem. And then Shields' breaking ball wasn't working. You want to know what the problem is? The longer he sits, the worse he is. The shorter he sits, the better he is. Watch what happens when he pitches in Game 4.
Actually, James Shields is scheduled to pitch Game 5.
Game 5?
Yeah.
Watch
Game
what
5
happens
of
when
the World Series. And they said after the game, the Royals shouldn't have too much to be concerned about. They just played an awful game. I think tonight they're going to bounce back and they're going to get the split as they head to San Francisco against the Giants. So
it goes 2-3-2, right, Sean?
Yeah, 2-3-2.
I can't stand that. I hate that. Great. Hey, the new commissioner coming in. Mr. Commissioner. What's his name? McFadden.
Josh, do you know who the new commissioner is after Bud Selig steps down in January?
I don't have the name off the top of my head right now.
I don't have it either.
But Mr. New Commissioner, there's several things I would like you to do when you take over. Number 1 is I'd like you to reinstate Pete Rose so he can get into the Hall of Fame. Number 2, I want you to change the damn All-Star game to back the way it was. Okay? The best team with the record gets home field advantage in the World Series. Number 3, get rid of the second wild card. And number 4, go back to 2-2-1-1-1. Please. Get rid of this 2-3-2 in the World Series. NBA did it in the NBA Finals. Why don't you do it?
I would. An NHL Stanley Cup Finals, they do that with 2-2-1.
That's the way it's supposed to be, Sean. That's how I grew up. Hey, let me ask you a question, Sean.
Mm-hmm.
Last night, you were watching the baseball game and the hockey game, right?
Right.
At the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Going back and forth different channels, right?
Right.
You know what? Before I get to what I want to talk about, let's go to a break. Because I didn't tell Sean I was going to do this. I didn't tell Josh I was going to do this. And I want to tell Sean I'm going to do this on the break. So, let's run to our first break of the day. On the other side of this break, you guys are going to love what I'm going to talk about next. You're listening to Jeff Escow and Sean Mann on
Sports World Radio.
This message brought to you by FEMA. Stay fire safe this winter. Turn portable heaters off when you go to bed or leave the room. Keep anything that can burn at least 3 feet away. Plug portable heaters directly into wall outlets. Inspect and replace damaged cords, broken outlets, or loose connections. Use portable heaters with an automatic shutoff so that if they tip over, they turn off. Only use portable heaters approved by a recognized testing laboratory. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
Did you know that just 30 minutes a day of physical activity can improve your health and decrease your risk of heart disease? For every hour of regular, vigorous exercise, you gain 2 hours of life expectancy. So start walking for yourself and for your heart. Start walking with your family. You'll feel better. Start walking in your community. You'll lead happier and healthier lives. Start walking. Start something. Join the movement today. For more information on the American Heart Association's START program, visit startwalkingnow.org and start walking. Start something.
This message brought to you by FEMA. Be fire safe during the holidays. Only use decorations that are non-flammable or flame retardant. Check holiday lights each year for frayed wires or excessive wear, and do not link more than 3 strands. Never leave a burning candle unattended. Consider using battery-operated flameless candles which look and smell like real candles. If your celebration includes a natural tree, keep it away from any heat source or exit. Water your tree daily to keep it from becoming dry. Learn more at usfa.fema.gov. This message brought to you by FEMA. Home fires occur most often in winter. Keep anything that can catch fire at least 3 feet from heating equipment. And never use an oven to heat your home. Stay in the kitchen when frying, grilling, or broiling food. Turn space heaters off when you leave the room or go to bed. Make sure all vents are clear of snow and ice to allow carbon monoxide to vent outside. Have your furnace, heating system, and chimneys serviced each year by a qualified professional. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
All right, welcome back to Sports World Radio with Jeff Escow and Sean Mann. Every Monday through Friday right here on SportsWorldRadio.com. 6 o'clock p.m. on the East, 3 o'clock p.m. on the West. And if you live in the Central?
If you happen to live in the Central, figure it out for yourself. Otherwise, if not, get a life.
I don't know if they can, buddy. I don't know if they can. Okay, so before we went to break, I gave you a little teaser, right? And then I told Sean what I was going to talk about. And Sean was like, oh, yeah, that's right. It was on last night. Oh. Listen, you rat bastard, Sean. Hey, Josh, listen, you rat bastard. Where's Adrian? Andrew, Adrian, everybody that's hanging out in the chat room, and all the other people that are listening, that are hanging out in the chat room, or that are afraid to chat in the chat room, and I know who you are. I know who you are. Don't be afraid. Listen, only you can prevent forest wildfire. What the hell are you doing, Smokey the Bear over there, Adrian? Listen, last night on ESPN, they had something on that took me back. Josh, you said before we went to commercial, or while we were at commercial break, oh, well, it's not the 70s, Jeff. Well, guess what, buddy? Last night, it was the 70s for me, buddy. Because last night I watched ESPN's 30-30 about the New York Knicks 69-73. Holy freaking moly. Their 69-70 and then their 72-73 championship. It was freaking awesome. Called When the Garden Was Eden. If you're a basketball aficionado like Sean is, and I know Sean's going to go and watch it. I know he will, because if he doesn't, I'll kill him. Josh, I implore you to watch this. Adrian, Andrew, I implore you to, if you get a chance to watch ESPN's 30 for 30, When the Garden Was Eden, directed by Michael Rappaport, you have to see it. It was freaking great. Took me back, man. Took me back last night to when I was a little kid.
That's right. Browning 69-70. That was when the Knicks won the NBA championship in 1970, and then, of course, 1973.
Yeah, 70. They won in the 69-70 season, and then they won it again in the 72-73 season. Took me, and it was awesome because they were, because check it out, dude. They had Bill Bradley. They were talking to Willis Reed, Dick Memminger,
Walt Clyde Frazier.
Walt Clyde Frazier was there. Marv Albert was talking. Earl of Pearl Monroe was there. They had some scenes from a while back with Dave DeBusschere when he got interviewed a while back. Phil Jackson. Oh, it was freaking awesome. And just watching, and they take you from the early 50s with the Knicks. They start off from the early days when they were crap, when they were just when college basketball got a better arena than the Knicks did. Okay? They take you back that far and they bring you progressive all the way up to the 72-73 Knicks. It's something to see. It was freaking awesome. Just freaking awesome. Brought me back to the day, man. I was glad I got to see that. So if you get a chance to actually see, none of you people were born yet.
Neither was I, Browning.
None of you people. Browning wasn't born yet. Adrian wasn't born yet. Josh wasn't born yet. I don't even think
wasn't born yet, and I was not born yet.
And Sean was born. None of you sons of bitches was born. You know who the only one that was alive then? Me.
You.
Me. And that's it. And I seen that. I was there for the 72-73 season. I seen that happen. It was freaking awesome. The only thing I didn't like about the 72-73 season is they won it in L.A. They didn't win it in the Garden. And it wasn't as dramatic as the first one when Willis came out limping. They didn't know if he was going to play or not. And he hit his first two shots, and then the Knicks just went crazy from there. You got to see the documentary. You just have to see it, man.
Do you remember, Jeff, when you watched that game and they played the L.A. Lakers? What was it, 70? Wasn't it that Willis Reed?
That's 1970.
Came off, when he came out.
Yes,
to the floor,
that's what I was just talking about. That's what I was just talking about.
Yeah,
1970 in Madison Square Garden. Yeah, in 1970 in Madison Square Garden. They didn't know if he was going to play. He got injured. Didn't know if he was going to play. And boom, he came out like 3 or 4 minutes before the game started. Dragging his leg. Just dragging that monster. He didn't even jump when the jump ball came. He just stood there and let Wilt win it.
Josh added in the chat room, he says, it was good, and I like that Michael Rappaport rips Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless about LeBron James.
Yes, you like that, don't you? Yes, Michael Rappaport lets them see. Michael Rappaport's the only one who's got balls enough to do it. And they listened to him, didn't they?
Yeah.
Damn right they did. Because he's the only one who's got the balls enough to do it. Well, guess what? I got the balls enough to do it, too. Put me on that sneak. That was Michael Rappaport. You did an awesome job with that, dude. An awesome job. I enjoyed it, and it brought me back to the, back to the days, man. 1970, 70. I remember the 72, 73 a lot more than the 69, 71. 69, 71, I was only 4 years old. 72, 73 one, I remember because I was going to games back then. So I remember that one more than anyone. But yeah, if you get a chance to watch the documentary, please watch it. Hey, Sean, what do you say we get to our first topic of the day, buddy?
Okay, well, we were talking about the World Series, kind of going back to it. Jeff, for this game, the Giants did what they had to do. They took the crowd of Kansas City, the wild Royals fans, out of the game.
Loud.
And I think the biggest hit of that game was when they were up 1-0, and Hunter Pence came up and silenced the Royals fans with that 2-run home run to put them up 3-0. And Madison Bumgarner outpitched James Shields, and he outplayed the Royals, and he was great. And if you're a Giant fan, you're thrilled. You're saying, okay, we got the first game. Regardless of what happens tonight, hey, we can go back to San Francisco at the split and play right in front of the home crowd. So this game, in my opinion, for Game 2 tonight, Jeff, it is a must-win game for the Royals. I know it. You know it. And that's what they need to do. They need to come back and play better and get their crowd into it. And then the big part is going to be when the Royals go to San Francisco. And I think we're all asking ourselves, can they go into San Francisco and can they beat the Giants? Because the Nationals tried it, they failed, and the Cardinals tried it, and they most definitely failed.
Well, yeah, well, there's 3 games there. So if even if the Royals do win tonight,
going to San Francisco is going to be tough. But look, they went to another place in California, which was Anaheim, and won. Yeah,
but they're going to play 3 games in a row there. San Francisco takes all 3. Game is series over. Kansas City's got to win at least 2 out of 3 there, I think.
They need, win tonight, and then the goal is to win 2 out of 3. And in my prediction, I said the Royals would win this series in 7 games. And I think it will be a 7-game series and be a long series because the Giants know fully well that the Royals are one of the hottest teams. They even said last night they were happy they got the first one under their belt. But then they realized they got to go right back at it tonight. And I'm looking at the starting pitchers. You got Jake Peavy going for San Francisco against Ventura, who has done very well for the Kansas City Royals.
Well, he's really one of the only starting pitchers in Major League Baseball that throws 100 miles an hour. He's got a very fast fastball. So it would and the Royals would like to see him go further than 4 innings too. I mean, come on.
And what's the matter with James Shields?
Too many days off.
Too
many days off. I said that. And you can hear the commentators were saying that during the game last night if you were listening to them, and they're absolutely right. The longer he sits out, the worse it is for him. When he sits out for 7 days like that, his ERA is a 7.2.
3-5 overall in the postseason.
If he pitches Game 5, that'll be 4 days rest. That's regular rest. He'll come in and probably pitch a great game. They'll probably win Game 5, which is in San Francisco. I wouldn't be shocked at all.
And he'd be looking for revenge. He was like they said last night after the game, the Fox Sports analysts, they were saying, hey, the Royals know they have a chance to win this series. But in order to do it, they got to outplay the Giants. The Giants have only lost twice. That was Game 3 to the Nationals, and then that was on a walk-off against the St. Louis Cardinals. And you keep thinking about how the Giants are very lucky to be in the Fall Classic because what I'm getting at is the Giants know fully well that the 3 games they won at home against the Cardinals were by 3 runs or less. You had Game 3 against them. They won 5-4. Then they actually, 5-4, 6-4, and 6-3. And they were all on like walk-off hits or in the later innings of the game. So we'll see how the Giants do tonight. I say tonight the Royals do bounce back and they win Game 2. I think
so
that
too.
They're going to be fired up and they're going to be ready to play.
I think so too. I do. I definitely think so.
Before the series shifts to San Francisco on Friday night, I believe it is.
Friday,
yes,
Saturday. They're playing Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, right?
Yeah.
3 days. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy, man.
Right, yeah. And then Game 6 would be back in Kansas City for October 28th. And then Game 7 would be October 29th.
They're going to play Friday night, Saturday afternoon, and Sunday afternoon?
Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night. So we'll be doing NFL Real Talk when Game 4 is going on.
That sucks. That's not smart. They should do it in the afternoon.
Yeah, well, that's old. That's Bud Selig for you. He's probably saying, "Oh, make it fun. People are watching college football, but for baseball fans, get everybody off work so they can come home and watch the game."
He's an idiot. There's no working on Saturday and Sundays, you moron. Put the game on in the afternoon, you schmuck.
I know Jeff is just like, I am so happy he is going to be gone as MLB commissioner in January.
What happened to you know what? I missed the afternoon World Series games. What happened to those?
That was a long time ago. I can't remember when the last time they did an afternoon World Series game.
Exactly, man. I need an afternoon World Series game, man. I like those a lot. Screw the freaking nighttime games. You know? Freaking morons.
See what happens tonight.
Hey, you know
game
what?
2.
That's why you don't have any young people following the game no more, because you put the game on at night and they got to go to freaking bed so they can get up and go to school the next day, you freaking jackass.
And go to work.
Unbelievable.
Especially for the people who live on the East Coast, and it's like, and the game starts at 8:07, and then all of a sudden the game ends about a little bit after 11. Like last night, I think it was like, almost going on midnight on the East Coast when the game got over with. And then they had to do their post-game coverage.
They don't think. And they wonder why they don't have younger fans no more. Well, that's why. You're not making it available for them. They got to go to bed because they got to go to school. So you're losing the younger fans. No wonder why the younger fans are playing hockey and soccer and lacrosse. Freaking moron. I can figure that out.
No, we got to run to our second commercial break.
Yeah, it's our second commercial break. You listen to Jeff Escow, Shaw Man on
Sports World Radio.
Welcome to the Man Manual. Man comes with a multifunctional casing known as skin. It is remarkable. Warning, standard body wash can cause damage to man's skin. Maintain it properly with Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. It cleans man and protects skin from dryness. This will keep man's skin remarkable, even under extreme testing. Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. Skin care built in. Also, freshen man's exterior with new Aqua Impact Body Wash.
Why does consultant Jerry Howell stay at La Quinta?
Can you come back tomorrow?
Because only with La Quinta can Jerry instant hold the room tonight using just his phone number. And then power down for tomorrow on his pillow top bed. And when Jerry's refreshed, you know what he does?
We need ideas, people. Think.
Synergistic integration.
Genius.
He thinks outside the box.
I'm going for it. No.
La Quinta Inns and Suites take care of you so you can take care of business. Instant hold your next stay on your smartphone at LQ.com.
La Quinta.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Hey, welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow and Sean Mann bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk right here on SportsWorldRadio.com each and every Monday through Friday at 6 o'clock on the East, 3 o'clock on the West, and if you live in the Central.
If you live in the Central, figure it out for yourself.
What about those people that live in the mountain?
Who cares? 33 minutes after the hour on the 22nd of October, 2014, Wednesday, when we were on commercial break.
Hey, Adrian.
Jeff was talking about a nice shave.
Hey, Adrian, guess what? I did something yesterday you're going to be doing. You're going to be doing the same thing at Christmas time, only it's going to be a Christmas present for me and the gang here at Sports World Radio, not for you. And I did it yesterday. You know what I did yesterday? You know what I did yesterday? I got up early because I had to go to the barber. The barber. That's right, I went to the barber yesterday. My man, the only guy who shaves my head besides myself. There's only one other person in this world that I allow touch my head besides myself. I went to the man yesterday, and I got a nice, clean, real nice, clean shave with a straight razor. I'm talking straight razor shave here, boys and girls.
Adrian, if I were you, I'd watch that very carefully. You said, no, Jeff, I will not be shaving my head. You will be shaving your face.
Oh, yes, you will. Hey, I shaved my face, man. My shave is nice. My face is nice and shaved. I'll tell you what, though. By the time Super Bowl comes around, my face is going to be hairy, and it's going to be need to shave, but it's not going to have to get shaved because you're going to be shaving your head.
And hey, Adrian, leave soccer out of it, buddy. I know you played for 4 years, but who cares? It's so boring. I don't even watch soccer at all. It's so boring to watch on television.
I played soccer. I was the goalie, so I didn't have to run. That's the best position in the world, so you don't have to run. You know that, right?
Yeah. Goalie's got the job of making sure that the soccer ball doesn't go in the net. Okay, the next one we have for the next topic, Jeff. Ding, ding, ding. Here we go. The Skippy Bayless Bash Hour. Skippy Bayless said his analysis is the best in the history of sports talk media.
So, in other words, he's promoting himself. Correct?
He's bragging about himself.
That's the word I was looking for, Sean. Thank you.
Welcome, bud.
That's the word I was looking for. So, in other words, he's bragging about himself, right?
Right.
What a freaking loser. Hey, it's not for you to say about yourself that you have the best sports analysis of everybody around. It's for other people to say that. People like myself, for instance. But guess what? That quote that you say right there happens to be false. Because I don't think you are the best sports analysis or you have the best sports analysis coming out of your, spewing out of your mouthy garbage that comes out of that hole that you have in front of your face. Because that's not true. Right there, that's a false statement. And do you ever hear me self-promoting myself?
No.
Exactly, because it's not me. It's not for me to do it.
And he would probably end up saying, "What's the matter, people? You jealous because I have a great analysis on sports and I know how to talk really good about myself?"
It's for Sean to do. It's for Josh to do. It's for Andrew to do. It's for Adrian to do. It's for Wes to do. It's for Ron. It's for all you other guys. It's not for me to do. Just like Skippy, it's not for you to say. It's for everybody else to say. Right?
Yep.
Next.
All right, the next one that I have for Skippy Bayless Bash Hour, Skippy Bayless said, "My New York Knicks won't make the playoffs."
I'm disgusted. You're not allowed to call the Knicks my, first of all. Okay? And okay, so he said it right now. Before the season has started, right?
Uh-huh.
And Josh watches that show. Josh, has he said that before, my Knicks? Because I don't remember ever hear him saying that before. But
now he's flip-flopping to the New York Knicks, saying, "My New York Knicks won't make the playoffs."
But I thought it was his Cleveland Cavaliers.
He must be flip-flopping because maybe he senses that the Cavs are. Maybe he's saying, maybe I should be listening to people on Sports World Radio, and then I can switch because maybe the Cavs. He goes, yes, he's a Carmelo supporter.
Oh, so he's a Carmelo fan. So if Carmelo played for a different team, they'd be his team.
Yep.
See, that's the difference between you being a Knicks fan and me being a Knicks fan. For me, it doesn't matter who coaches the team or who plays on the team. I am a Knicks fan. You, on the other hand, are a person of the team that person plays on. Does that make sense, Sean? So
Yep.
In other words, he said he's a Carmelo supporter, correct?
Correct.
So he was a Denver Nugget fan when Carmelo was over there, Now that Carmelo is a Knick player, he's a Knick fan. It's kind of like Andrew in our chat room. Andrew is a LeBron James fan. When LeBron was with the Heat, when LeBron was with the Cavs, he was a Cavs fan. LeBron went to the Heat, he was a Heat fan. Now that LeBron's back at the Cavs, he's a Cavs fan. So Andrew's a LeBron fan, okay? Whereas me, I'm a Knick fan. It doesn't matter who plays for them. I don't care. I am a Knicks fan.
Skippy Bayless said that Tony Romo is better than Joe Montana, Joe Namath, and Roger Staubach in their prime.
Okay, show me the stats to prove it. Show me the stats that prove it.
And the big one is the Super Bowls.
Show me the stats that prove it, because for right now, as I see it fit, Tony Romo has one playoff win in his career and no Super Bowls. That does not put him ahead of any of those quarterbacks you mentioned, Skip. None of them.
Because think about it. Joe Montana's got, take a look at the Super Bowls and the playoff experience for the quarterbacks. Joe Montana has 5 Super Bowls, and he was on some great 49er teams in the 1980s. You remember that, Jeff, more than I do. Joe Namath was the New York Jet quarterback. He won 1 Super Bowl, which was Super Bowl III, and Roger Staubach won 2. How many has Romo won? 0. I rest my case.
Hey, let me ask you a question, Skip. If it wasn't for Roger Staubach, would the Dallas Cowboys be the Dallas Cowboys? Come on, Skip, answer that question. Because you can't. You can't. You know why? Because if it wasn't for Roger Staubach, the Cowboys would not be what they are today. And there's no way in hell that Tony Romo was better than Staubach, Aitman, Young, Montana, or any of those quarterbacks you mentioned. None of them. You know why? You know why? Because he's got 1 playoff win and 0 Super Bowls. And correct me if I'm wrong. All those players I mentioned have at least more than 1 playoff win and at least 1 ring.
But he would probably come back and say, yeah, all right, so what? They won their Super Bowls and had their time in the playoffs, but look what's happening right now. Cowboys are winning 6-1.
Right. Big deal. 1 season doesn't make a career. 1 season does not make a career. He has to do it over and over and over again like they did. Come and talk to me in 3 or 4 years. Then maybe my mind will change. But until now, that opinion of yours is bull. The facts and the stats prove me right and you wrong.
He also said, Skippy Bayless said, if Kobe Bryant in his prime went to the New York Knicks, he would never win an NBA championship for the Knicks.
Hey, Rick Bayless, if your mother had balls, she would have been your father. If. If you were, hey, Skip Bayless, if you were born deaf, you wouldn't be a broadcaster, would you? If. What the hell has that got to do with anything?
Skippy Bayless said Skippy Bayless said, my San Diego Chargers get one more chance to prove him wrong, or he is not cheering for them anymore.
Oh, good. We don't want you to cheer for them. We don't want you to call them my San Diego Chargers, because they're not. Because you didn't do it all the way up until they got to number 5. So just shut the hell up.
That's why, Adrian, when you come to the show and you listen to how much we bash the guy, you understand perfectly well. It's okay, buddy. We all do not like a guy who thinks that it's all about him. He thinks he knows more about sports than anybody else.
Hey, Josh, that post that you posted on and tagged me on Facebook, I want you to send that to Skip and have him sign it. Because he's got to go. He's got to be the first one to sign that thing. Because he is the biggest bandwagon fan I've ever met in my life.
Then he'll look at this and he'll say, okay, who sent me this? What's the big idea of asking me to sign this? Just because I'm making opinions about teams.
No, because you have too many teams that you call mine. Too many teams that you call mine. And stick with your convictions. See, you're not a true broadcaster because you don't stick to your convictions.
He also added that Skippy Bayless said today that Scottie Pippen is not a top 50 player.
How would you know? Have you ever played in the NBA?
He won 6 NBA titles, so
Not
I
a
would
top
say he's a
50
top 50 player.
Jeez.
How about, get ready for this one. Skippy Bayless said today that Patrick Ewing is not a top 50 player.
Go suck an egg, will you? Go suck an egg.
He probably would say, I know my facts, and I can give you all a nice top 50 list of NBA players who are better than Scottie Pippen and Patrick Ewing.
Okay, so I'm sure that John Stockton shouldn't be on that list either, right?
He probably would say, no, not John Stockton or not Karl Malone.
They shouldn't be on that list either, right?
Right.
Rodman shouldn't be on that list either, right?
Right.
Freaking moron he is.
We got more to get to with Skippy Bayless
stand
after
him.
this first update.
This update is brought to you by ShirtShopper.net. It's NFL season and NBA season is coming. Head on over to ShirtShopper.net and get your favorite team's t-shirt today. All you got to do is put your cursor over the sports tab, drop down a box up here, pick your league, pick your team, and get your t-shirt today from ShirtShopper.net. They also have all crazy other t-shirts too. TV show t-shirts, funny saying t-shirts. So head on over to ShirtShopper.net today and get your t-shirt today. Take it away, Sean Mann, with the first update of the day.
All right, Jeff, thank you very much. 45 minutes after the hour on the 22nd of October, 2014, Wednesday. Let's move to the National Hockey League. 4 games for tonight. 8 p.m. Eastern Time on the NBC Sports Network. It'll be the Philadelphia Flyers taking on the Pittsburgh Penguins, Washington Capitals at the Edmonton Oilers, Buffalo Sabres at the Anaheim Mighty Ducks. And after a tragic event that happened in Ottawa, Canada, the game between the Maple Leafs and the Senators has been canceled tonight and postponed because of a shooting that took place, a very sad and tragic shooting in Ottawa. In the NBA, as you all know, a week from today, the NBA season begins, but the NBA preseason continues. It's winding down, folks. Rockets at the Magic, Nets at the Celtics, Wizards at the Knicks, the Raptors hosting a team from a foreign country. A game on ESPN tonight for you NBA basketball fans. It'll be the Cavaliers taking on the Grizzlies. Timberwolves at the Bucks, Hawks at the Spurs, Trailblazers at the Lakers, and the other game on ESPN concluding the Cavaliers and Grizzlies, that'll be the Suns taking on the Clippers. In the NFL, no NFL games for tonight. The NFL week number 8 resumes tomorrow night, and that'll be the Chargers taking on the Broncos in a pivotal and key game in the AFC West division. In Major League Baseball, it is Game 2 of the World Series tonight. It'll be the Kansas City Royals hosting the San Francisco Giants, with the Giants leading the series 1-0. This concludes the update and the first update for Sports World Radio. Update was brought to you by ShirtShopper.net. We're going to run to commercial, and when we come back, Jeff and I have got more sports talk. Be right back.
I had PTSD. Once I was back from Iraq, I was distant from everybody in my family.
We had a reunion of our unit, and you'd hear these spouses say, "Is your husband doing that? My husband's doing that too. I thought it was just us." And really understanding that, hey, this is a common experience.
I learned more to listen to what he was saying, and that made it easier for me to understand where his pain was coming from.
Warriors should know that resources are available. Learn more at realwarriors.net.
Every parent wants the safest and healthiest products for their family. That's why I created The Honest Company. I was just a concerned mom with a crazy dream. A wish that there was a company that I could rely on that did all of the hard work for me. I'm Jessica Alba, and The Honest Company was my dream.
LegalZoom has helped 1 million businesses successfully get started, including Jessica's. Launch your dream at LegalZoom today. Call us. We're here to help.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't too. Don't wait until it's too late.
Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Hey, welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk on the internet each and every Monday through Friday on SportsWorldRadio.com. All right, Sean, where are we going now?
All right, here we go. More of the Skippy Bayless Bash Hour. Here's what he also said. Skippy Bayless said that players need, quote, edge to help them sign endorsement deals. And there's Skippy Bayless suggesting that Kobe Bryant being accused of rape in 2003 allowed him to become more marketable.
What a freaking moron he is.
Edge. That's what he said. Players need edge to help them sign endorsement deals.
Edge. You need an edge, too. You need to start saying the truth instead of the crap that comes out of your mouth. I'm getting tired of that crap. He needs an edge. Shut up.
Skippy Bayless said that at this moment, I have Tony Romo tied for second in MVP race with Peyton Manning.
Hogwash!
And he would probably say, well, how is that supposed to be hogwash, Mr. Escow? Look at what he's done. The Cowboys are 6-1 and they're rolling, and you got Romo on fire right now.
Who have they beaten?
They've beaten a lot of teams that are like below 500.
Except for Seattle.
Yep.
So that would be my thing to him. I would say. So who have they beaten? Seattle. They've beaten one good team. Seattle. All the other teams they were supposed to beat. Okay, so they've beaten one good team. So you're going on that? Wait till I need them to see. I got to see if they could beat some teams. If they happen to make the playoff and play a good team and lose, then they're not really a good team, are they? And you know what he's going to...
Well, then there's always next year for Dallas.
No, I know what he would say to me. Well, you can only play what's on your schedule. I understand that. But let me say something to you. Say, because they have a crappy schedule, they get into the playoffs, and then they're playing a playoff team, so they're playing a good team, and they lose. So obviously they weren't really that good to begin with because they played crappy teams all season. What does that say to you, Skippy? Huh? Answer me that one there, Dick Tracy. You can't, can you? Yeah, that's right. Just sit there and shut up.
He said DeMarco first. He added more to this. And he said Romo second half and third down quarterback, high 90s, off charts.
Actually, I happen to think, if I'm right, Phillip Rivers' quarterback rating is higher than Tony Romo's. So he's wrong. Phillip Rivers and Peyton Manning are 1 and 2 in almost all quarterback ratings. They don't mention Tony Romo nowhere in that sentence. It's Rivers and Manning. Romo's not there. So shut up, Phil. Shut up, Skippy.
Adrian, absolutely, people are disliking him every day. Jeff's been disliking Skippy Bayless ever since he's been working with ESPN.
Can't stand the prick.
And he said this, Skippy Bayless said, can't help wondering how much more explosive the Texans would be with Texas native Johnny Manziel at quarterback.
Just keep wondering, because he's not on that team. So just keep wondering. He's on Cleveland. It's a fantasy because he's on Cleveland and he's got to be with Cleveland for 2 more years because he's a rookie. So the rookie's got to stay there for at least 3 years. So he's not going anywhere for 2 more years. So you just keep wondering there, you dummy.
Skippy Bayless said in first preseason test together, LeBron, Kyrie, Irvin, and Love, Cavs clicking quicker than his Heat did.
Shut up. Just sit there and be quiet. I guarantee you. I guarantee you by the time the end of the season comes, LeBron James is going to be exhausted. You know why? Because that coach has played him too much. That's why.
And how can he say that? And then it's like he says his New York Knicks won't make the playoffs, and then he says the Cavs are the real deal.
Does he say my Cavs?
Well, he said from all the segments we talked about with Skippy Bayless a lot about my Cavs.
I know. So he changes his mind when a woman changes her tampon when she's on her period, right?
Yep.
Unbelievable.
Skippy Bayless said, my Oklahoma City Thunder will struggle this year. Nick, I know if you were here, you would not be liking that at all with what he said.
So he's got my New York Knicks, my Cleveland Cavaliers, my San Antonio Spurs, and now my Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yeah.
Wow. Can you talk about a team without putting the word my in front of them, Skip? Or is that just
too hard of a concept for him to understand?
Or is that how you talk? Because the last time I looked, you don't own any of them.
Skippy Bayless said, my Dallas Cowboys are a better team than my Seattle Seahawks.
You can't have... You see, that's wrong. That's not a true fan of a team. Because he's puts the word my in front of every freaking team. So that's not a true fan of any team.
He's screwing up every stinking time. It's my. My must be the Skippy Bayless. Here's another thing he said. Said that the New York Knicks, led by Earl Monroe, Walt Frazier, and Willis Reed, is the most overrated trio in NBA history.
Oh my God! How old were you when that was going on, Skip? Were you even born then?
Wasn't he like 59 when he? I thought it said like late 50s when he was born, and then he went to eat. So yeah. He was alive when that happened. Jeff was, and Jeff watched a documentary last night that he told us about.
You're an idiot because right in the documentary, it says the Knicks saved the NBA. So you're a jackass. During the documentary, they say it. You are a jackass, Skip Bayless. Obviously, you haven't seen the documentary, but you should go and see it.
Skippy Bayless said, my Kansas City Royals will win the World Series in 6 games.
Over my San Francisco Giants. Right?
It doesn't say over my San Francisco Giants. It all says my Kansas City Royals. And this comes from a guy who even thought the Royals would not be very good. Now he goes for them because they're winning.
Yeah. See, what does that say he is?
A bandwagon. And he is. I could maybe have a picture of saying, hey, Jeff, Browning, Josh, Frank, check this out. I got a picture of a wagon. And that's what he does. He rides on the wagon all the time.
I can't stand him. Every time we talk about him, too, we end up getting an explicit rating.
Skippy Bayless said, and I hate what he said here, he said, my Boston Red Sox will go through another long drought. Yeah, like you really know anything about the Red Sox, dickhead.
See, I like it when he says something about your team because then you get to yell and scream at him.
Dickhead he is. God, I am so glad I sleep through his show. Because he thinks he knows everything.
So you know what I want ESPN to do?
Fluke.
You know what I want ESPN to do? I want ESPN to go back into their archives during the baseball season this year and see every time Skip Bayless was talking about the Kansas City Royals, to see if he put the word when did he put the word my in front of them when he was talking about them. And I can guarantee you it didn't happen until they went into the American League Championship Series.
Another thing Skippy Bayless just came out and said, he said, now he changed his mind, saying the Red Sox will be on a drought. Skippy Bayless said, my Boston Red Sox, my Los Angeles Kings, my Dallas Cowboys, and my Cleveland Cavaliers will win the NBA championship next year.
Well, last time I heard, the Kings don't play in the NBA. Neither does the Dallas Cowboys. So you're an idiot for saying it like that. You're an idiot for saying it like that. See, instead of saying Instead of going NBA championship, you name all your teams and you say they will win the championship in their respective leagues. So you don't even know how to say it correctly, you freaking jackass. What a moron you are. You don't even know how to say it correctly.
All the championships. That's right. That's according to the Skippy Bayless perspective.
He's a shithead. I can't stand him. He's got no perspective because all he is a bandwagon fan. That's his perspective.
If he was on the show, he probably would say, well, all of you, Jeff, Adrian, Sean, and Josh, you all are just jealous of me because I know how to make things speak the truth. I know how to speak the truth for real sports.
You don't speak the truth. You don't speak the truth, and I can guarantee it that you learned in journalism class not to put the word "my" in front of a team when you're talking about them. I can guarantee you learned that. So, obviously, you weren't there that day. You were taught in journalism class to be neutral. Obviously, you ain't.
Adrian's really letting him have it, too. He said, and his mouth is not going to get him far. And he goes, wait, does he think that he owns every sports team in the work?
Yes, he does.
Yeah, and that's what we're saying. Yes, he does. And on that note, we got to go to commercial.
Really? Again?
Yeah.
Holy freaking moly. You're listening to Jeff Escow and Sean Mann on
Sports World Radio.
Storms move fast, so we use the best technology. That includes Bosch Icon wiper blades.
They're beam blades with memory tension springs and an aerodynamic design,
which means they fit the curve of the windshield. Bosch Icon wiper blades wiped our windshield clean and outlasted any other blade we've used. In my opinion, the Bosch Icon wiper blades are the best blades out there. Bosch Icon wiper blades, how storm chasers clear the way.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Have you ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't too.
Don't wait until it's too late. Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Hey, welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk on the internet each and every Monday through Friday on SportsWorldRadio.com. What do you got for me next, buddy?
Skippy Bayless said Phil Jackson didn't win the championships in the 90s. Michael Jordan did. Well, duh, I think we knew that.
Hey, schmuck. Who was coaching the team? And who was calling the plays?
Phil Jackson did.
There you go. End of discussion.
Duh, isn't that kind of a stupid opinion to say? We know that it was Michael Jordan who won the championships, but it was Jackson who did the triangle offense.
You know where Jackson got his start at, right?
with the New York Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
He was a player, and he won 2 NBA titles.
Yepper. And Red Holtzman actually asked him to be an assistant on his team. How about that?
That's what's we have for the Skippy Bayless
Good. Are we
Bash
done with
Hour.
Skippy? Are we done with all the Skippy bashing?
Yes,
Get on
Monday
to it.
Night Football, the game that we had that we didn't get a chance to get to yesterday. No big deal. That happens. The Pittsburgh Steelers, they were able to get a big win. And Wes, I must say, you probably slept really well after the Monday night win against Houston, even though it looked pretty ugly for a while.
You're lucky, buddy. You're lucky. Because it didn't look pretty for you at the beginning. Did it, Sean?
Indeed, because the Steelers, we even said it on NFL Real Talk, the age is catching up to them, like Frank said, and like you have said, and Josh said, and I said. It looked really ugly for a while. They were down at one point 13-0, and then finally Ben Roethlisberger woke up. But the problem with the Steelers is they're getting old, and I think Tomlin continues to remain on the hot seat.
We'll see. They're in a tough division now. You know that, right?
They are, and this win really kind of keeps them in this really, really tight, what you call AFC North division.
Yeah, all of a sudden that division has become wackadoodle.
And Adrian, I know, buddy, you're thinking about it too, because that's always a tight division since you're the big Baltimore Ravens fan.
Well,
that should go right down to the wire.
Baltimore moved in.
All of them.
Baltimore moved into first place with them winning and Cincy losing.
Yeah, and I don't know what's happened to the Bengals. They get shut out 27-0 against the Indianapolis Colts. And speaking of the Colts, the Steelers host Indianapolis this upcoming Sunday.
That should be a very, 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 very interesting game.
Yeah, I can't wait till we talk about that on NFL Real Talk. But Pittsburgh 30-23 over Houston, even though this was not an easy game. Roethlisberger in the game was 23 of 33, 265 yards, Jeff, 2 touchdown passes, and no interceptions. And I got to give some props to Ryan Fitzpatrick. He has struggled a lot this year, 21 of 32, 262 yards, 2 touchdown passes, and 1 interception.
Ryan Fitzpatrick looks like Grizzly Adams, man.
Shave the beard. Get rid of it.
Unbelievable, man. That's freaking crazy.
Josh, I say NFL Real Talk I've done with Jeff, I would say 6 years when I started doing Sports World Radio with them.
We've been doing NFL. We do NFL Real Talk every football season. We've been doing it for 6 years, Sean and I. Every year during the NFL season, we do a Saturday night show every year.
Sometimes we did Saturday afternoons, but then we did now we do Saturday nights.
Yeah,
which is nice.
We started off on Saturday afternoons, and then I moved it to Saturday nights.
Adrian goes, I wonder what Skippy thinks about the Ravens. I can't even imagine how much he criticizes them. Pathetic.
I think he calls them my Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah. You were so mad when you missed NFL Real Talk, huh, Adrian? Well, whose fault was that? You were probably spending time watching college football.
No, he was at his grandma's over the weekend, and she don't have internet.
Uh-huh.
He says it right there. If you learn to read a little further, he said it right there.
I was busy with the Skippy Bash Hour.
I know you were busy with the Skippy Bash Hour. But, hey, Adrian, you're on Spreaker, so all you got to do is go over to Sports World Radio and just look for the shows you missed and go and listen to them.
Probably now, Adrian. Skippy probably heard you, and now here's what he said about Joe Flacco. And here, you're not going to like this one, Adrian. Skippy Bayless said that Joe Flacco is the worst quarterback in the NFL right now.
He's a moron. He's a moron. You know who's the worst quarterback in the NFL right now?
Who?
Got to be Matt Ryan.
I agree with that. Falcons are flat. They're terrible, and they don't look very good.
Yep. I don't like that. And Matty Ice is supposed to be a really good quarterback. You know who doesn't look too good either? Colin Kaepernick doesn't look like the old Colin Kaepernick, does he? And neither does Russell. Neither does Russell Wilson.
Nope.
Right?
Right.
So I just named four quarterbacks. What's the matter with you, Skippy?
You're probably like saying, I know what I read, and I know what I see, and I know what I observe. That's probably what he was saying.
Show me the stats to back up what you have to say. Because 90% of the crap that comes out of your mouth is crap. And people know it. And people listen to you because they like to bash what you're saying because they know that 90% of the stuff that comes out of your mouth is crap. I'm just saying, Skippy. I'm just saying.
So Houston, they go to 3-4 right now, Jeff, and the Texans, they will be playing at the Tennessee Titans, the team that recently lost against the Washington Redskins this past Sunday.
What's up, Dexter? Dexter the Vamp in the house.
So what do you think of Houston, Jeff? They go to Tennessee this weekend.
They should win that game. They should win that game. They should. Come on now. Right?
Yep.
Wouldn't you think so?
It's a game that they need to win. That I went with the Titans last weekend just to irk Gary one arm off, but that didn't happen, and the Titans do not look very well either. So this is a game that the Texans should be able to bounce back and win. And I know that they're probably practicing, looking at film, just kicking themselves hard because 13-point lead, 13-0, and they're doing everything right. And then Pittsburgh was down, gets a field goal, 13-3, and then they finally woke up, and then everybody at Heinz Field was full of elation.
This is the week of you and New England and Chicago Bears, right?
That's right. And, Josh, you're going to lose that bet, buddy. Be prepared to be putting up some pictures.
Okay, so what's the bet?
I'm betting with him a profile picture on Facebook and a cover photo. I win. Josh, you got to put a Patriots cover photo up for a week and a Patriots profile picture up for a week.
On Facebook?
In the chat room.
On Facebook and on Spreaker, correct?
Right.
And
I lose, it's the opposite, and I will not like it.
And if you lose, you got to put up Chicago Garb up on Facebook and up on Spreaker, correct?
Yes, and I don't like it one bit, but I don't have anything to worry about because the Bears are not very good.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. How long is this, for a week?
This is for a week, and I'm betting with Frank, too.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. When does it start? So if they lose Sunday, that Monday it has to be up, right?
It has to be up right after the game on Sunday.
Right after the game on Sunday night, correct?
Yes.
And it cannot be taken down until the following Sunday at midnight, correct?
The following Sunday
at midnight.
Yep.
At midnight, which turns into early Monday morning, right?
Oh, that's going to be a long week for one of us, Josh, but you're going to lose the bet anyway.
I'm just getting the bet parameters so everybody knows. Everybody's clear on it.
Oh, they're going to lose so big. I'm going to beat them both. I'm going to love it all.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Yeah, Jeff, a picture of our own choice. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, but it's got to be up for a whole week. So as soon as the game ends on Sunday, whoever loses, you put it up right away, and it's got to be up there until midnight the following Sunday night. That's the rules. Yep. That's the rules, and I'll be checking to make sure periodically during the week.
I know, Jeff's like the official. I'll be checking to make sure that
you guys did it correctly, and it's there for the long haul. Because remember, midnight my time is 3 o'clock in the morning Eastern time, and 2 o'clock in the morning because Sean lives on the West Coast, so he's got to wait till midnight our time.
Yeah, I'll put it up after the game if I lose the bet because I'm a man of my word. A bet is a bet.
I'll be checking to make sure you boys are living up to your bettage. I'm checking.
Yeah. I have nothing to worry about because Josh and Frank will be paying up.
You better hope so, buddy. You know that would be great because if you know what, Sean? Sean, if you win, you got a twofer.
Yeah.
Right?
But if I lose, I'll never hear the end of it.
No, but that's no. But listen to me, Sean. If you happen to win, you got both Josh and Frank doing it. If you lose, it's only you doing it. So you got a twofer if you win, which is great. So I think you got the better deal out of it. Hey, Adrian, when you go tell Skip Bayless off on Twitter, make sure you tell him to come listen to the show.
And then he'll say,
"Tell him
I'll take Jeff Escow and Sean Mann on."
Hey, I don't need you, Sean. I can take them on all by myself.
Okay.
I want you to sit there and enjoy and laugh.
I will. I'll be muting and I'll just be on the floor laughing the whole time.
That's right. I'll take them on all by myself. You just remind me when we got to go to commercial break.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'll just blow right through it. So I can keep bashing that bastard. Bring it on, bitch. I'll take you on any place, anytime, anywhere. I'm coming to New York on November 5th, and I'll be there till the 13th. So if you want me to come into the studio and ruin your very good day, I could do that too. I got no problems with that. Just send a limo for me. Send me a limo. It's going to be fun to watch these two. Because that game is going to be, do I get that game on Sunday?
Which game is that? The Bears-Patriots?
Yes.
I will check.
I doubt you probably get it because you get every game in the world.
If not, I'll watch it on NFL Red Zone on the NFL Network.
So you get, what the hell is that crap, man?
Because I have a Dish 500.
Because I have a Dish 500. No, you don't have a Dish 500. Your parents have a Dish 500. Let's get it straight, first of all.
Okay.
You just
we have to run to commercial break.
You just
anyway.
reap the rewards of having a Dish 500 because you live in the house there. Don't get me. Don't try and pull the wool over my eyes, son. We're gonna go to a commercial break. You're listening to the Jeff Escow and Shaw Man on
Sports World Radio.
I had PTSD. Once I was back from Iraq, I was distant from everybody in my family.
We had a reunion of our unit, and you'd hear these spouses say, is your husband doing that? My husband's doing that too. I thought it was just us. And really understanding that, hey, this is a common experience.
I learned more to listen to what he was saying, and that made it easier for me to understand where his pain was coming from.
Warriors should know that resources are available. Learn more at realwarriors.net.
Every parent wants the safest and healthiest products for their family. That's why I created The Honest Company. I was just a concerned mom with a crazy dream. A wish that there was a company that I could rely on that did all of the hard work for me. I'm Jessica Alba, and The Honest Company was my dream.
LegalZoom has helped 1 million businesses successfully get started, including Jessica's. Launch your dream at LegalZoom today. Call us. We're here to help.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't too. Don't wait until it's too late.
Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk right here on SportsWorldRadio.com. So Sean and I are talking during the break, and we're still talking about the New England-Chicago game. And I said to him,
Patriots will win.
Right, well, that's what you think. You better think that at least, And he's going, wow, Jeff, I can't wait to hear who you're going to pick on Saturday on NFL Real Talk.
Real Talk, yep.
And I said, I don't even know who I'm going to pick now, and you guys ain't going to be no help to me on NFL Real Talk either, because you're taking New England. Those 2 Shamo Bagels are taking Chicago. That don't help me out at all. So I have no clue who I will be taking Saturday night for NFL Real Talk. Don't forget to join us Saturday night, 6 p.m. on the East. 9 p.m. on the East, 6 p.m. on the West on SportsWorldRadio.com for NFL Real Talk Saturday night. 1 hour commercial free. Join us for that. It's me, Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, Frank Sprankle, and Josh Lopez. Join us for that. It's a lot of fun. We give the rest of our picks for the rest of the weeks. It's a lot of fun. I probably won't decide till I make my pick that night. Because you guys giving me no freaking help whatsoever. None. Because I know who everybody's picking, and that don't help me out.
Adrian goes, I mentioned at Sports World Radio in my Twitter post.
Good.
And if Jeff can get Skippy Bayless on the show.
He won't be able to come on the show because he won't be able to do it. It's a conflict with ESPN. So he doesn't, but I don't have I own this station. I don't have no conflict. I'll come on your show. Okay? You don't want to come on mine because you want to cite conflict of interest in your contract? No problem. ESPN, invite me there. I'll come on your show. No conflict of interest for me.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. And I know, and Skippy Bayless said he would probably say, oh, bring it on. I'll debate you. I can beat Stephen A. Smith. I could beat even Jeff Escow easily because I know what I'm talking about.
ESPN and Skippy Bayless don't have the balls to bring me on there.
Because they probably would say, Mr. Escow, we don't tolerate that kind of behavior. Otherwise, we'll kick you out and you'll never come back on again.
Hey, I could talk without cursing. I can rip Skippy just fine without cursing him. I got no problem with that, but you got to allow me to speak. I understand we'll probably get through one segment, and that'll be that, and I understand that, and then everybody's going to want to know who I am because I speak the truth, because 90% of this world don't like him because he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. He makes stupid, idiotic, moronic statements.
With my end involved.
Like saying that Tony Romo is a better quarterback than Steve Young and Joe Montana and Roger Stark. What is he, freaking crazy? And I can't believe ESPN, you let him do something like that.
He might consider it as his show.
I'll consider going on his show. I got no problem going on his show. No conflict of interest from Sports World Radio for me to go over there.
That's what Adrian says. Wait, we better not allow him in the show. He might consider it Sports World Radio as his show.
Well,
no, this ain't
his show. I'm going to tell him right off the top, man. This ain't your show. This is my show. I run it here. If you don't like it, then just hang up the phone.
And hit the road.
Jack. That's right. So I'm looking at the schedule for the upcoming football week. Okay. Cincinnati and Baltimore play this week. That's a nice matchup right there. There's a couple of good matchups. Denver and San Diego play tomorrow night. Cincinnati and Baltimore play Sunday morning for me and you, Sean. That's a nice matchup. You got the matchup of Missouri, Kansas City and St. Louis. New England and Chicago. Okay. Jets and Buffalo. Used to be a good matchup. Here's a game that nobody really gives two craps about. Tampa Bay and Minnesota. You know? Indianapolis and Pittsburgh should be a good game. And I'm hoping that Washington can go into Dallas and get a victory.
The next topic that I have, Jeff, we have coming up.
Bring it.
This is other than the NFL. I was going to ask you, this is a big question. Are you ready for the NBA coming up next week?
What are you, an NFL commercial? Are you ready for
Duh,
are you ready?
Know you are.
Are you ready? What do you think? There's a baseball game on tonight. The World Series is on tonight at 5:07 my time. But there's an NBA game tonight at 5 o'clock my time. Sean, which game do you think I'm going to watch?
The World Series. Wrong.
I'm watching the basketball game. I want to see what LeBron and those guys are going to do. I might not watch the whole thing.
The NBA, of course, starts a week from today and actually starts next Tuesday, the 28th of October. And, of course, remember, Jeff and I, this has been a good tradition that he and I have done for the 6 years we've done Sports World together, the NBA elimination pick.
That's right.
That'd
every Friday.
be a lot of fun.
Every Friday during the NBA season, Sean and I will eliminate 2 teams. Knock them out. Get rid of them. They're not going to win the NBA championship. They're done. Get rid of them. 2 teams each every single Friday until we come up with the team that we think till we come up with one final team each. It could be different. It could be the same. Last couple of years, it's been different, right?
Yep.
You had Oklahoma last year, correct?
I had Oklahoma City. Jeff had San Antonio, and it turns out San Antonio took the whole thing, and Jeff was correct.
Yeah, you hear that, Skip? I picked your San Antonio Spurs. Okay, but I did it so far in advance it was ridiculous.
In other NBA news, this is the next topic, which is kind of big. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver said it is too early to be concerned about potential work stoppage in the NBA. The league and the NBA Players Association can opt out of the current collective bargaining agreement following the 2016-2017 NBA season.
So it's way too far because you got the 2014-15 season coming, then the 2015-16 season. So you still got 2 more years before that's going to happen.
I would not be concerned about it because
I don't think it's
the
going to
NBA,
happen.
I think, has learned their lesson.
Didn't they just sign? Didn't the NBA just sign a massive TV contract?
Yeah.
Okay. It ain't going to happen.
Adam Silver said, quote, "It's premature even for me to be concerned." He followed the NBA Board of Governors meeting in New York. He goes, quote, "We negotiated a 10-year collective bargaining agreement. There is a 6-year out for the either side. We are going to into it year 4. We have, in my mind, something that is incredibly positive, and that is 2 new great media deals. 51% of that money goes to the players."
See? The players are getting 51% of the money. So what are they bitching about?
I would say not even worry about it. And I think that there was some journalist out there that was saying, is it possible the NBA could go on lockout? Here's another thing. The NBA recently agreed to a 9-year extension of its TV deal with ESPN and TNT that is reportedly worth $2.66 billion, according to the New York Times. That deal begins in 2016-2017 season.
Which is the same year that they're talking about going on opting out of the collective bargaining agreement, right?
Yeah, and I know, Jeff, you would not want to see another lockout happen for the NBA.
It's not going to happen because you know what's going to happen? If the players opt out, there's no way they're going to get 51% again. They're going to get – the owners will hold. They don't give a crap. The owners will hold out this time, and the players won't get 51% no more. They'll get either 50 or they'll get 49. They'll end up losing a percentage or 2. And that's not – and they're not going to want that. And if I'm the owners – I say it straight out to them. If you opt out of this collective bargaining agreement, no problem. You're allowed to do that, and we're fine with that. But I'm telling you right now, you will not get the same percentage. You will not get any higher than 49% because you're opting out of this deal. Right now, you guys are getting 51. You opt out, you're going to end up with 49, and we will hold strong. We will cancel the whole NBA season. We will hold strong and make sure that you don't get the same deal. And the players will cave.
I don't see it happening. Because remember, the NBA for the 2012-2013 season were very, very close to canceling the whole NBA season. At least they got a deal worked out. But there was 16 games they eliminated because of the NBA lockout, and they played a total of 66 games. And they even gave teams like one night off, and they had to play the next night. That even happened with the NBA playoffs of 2013. They don't want to do that again and start losing basketball games. And they certainly don't want to go through the routine of what the NHL has gone through with all the lockouts that Gary Bettman has put them in.
Correct. So we'll see what happens, but I don't think we got nothing to worry about.
I don't think so. After all the deals they made with TNT and ESPN, and I know ABC has to be there because they carry live coverage of the NBA Finals.
Mm-hmm.
When asked about how the impact of the new television deal, Silver mentioned that 1/3 of the league's teams, quote, are not profitable under the current system despite revenue sharing. The current CBA was agreed upon following a 161-day lockout. The NBA claimed it was losing $300 million annually at the time, with 22 of 30 owners operating at a financial loss.
Mm-hmm.
The Players Union agreed to accept approximately 50% of the league's annual basketball-related income, which was a decrease from the 57% they had received from the previous CBA.
Yeah, they're screwed up. Players blinked first. And players will have to blink again if they go out because the owners won't blink this time. The owners didn't blink last time, did they?
No, they didn't.
The owners played hardball. They went from 57% to 51%. That's not good, is it?
No, it isn't.
So the players realized that the owners were playing hardball. They lost 6%. That's terrible.
At least we've been grateful that the NBA has been able to play basketball games. I remember at 98-99, they eliminated, like
40,
32 games, and they played only
40
50 games to save the 98-99 season.
Yep, I remember that too. Hey, let's run to our final update of the day, our final break, and all that. Get our update in, and we'll continue with the show. This update is brought to you by Keurig.com. Hey, you looking for some coffee? You need some tea? You need a new coffee machine? Head on over to KeurigCoffeeMachines.com. Brewing perfection, one cup at a time. That's KeurigCoffeeMachines.com. Take it away, Sean Mann, with the final update of the day.
All right, Jeff, thank you very much. 30 minutes after the hour on the 22nd of October, 2014. Tomorrow night, NFL, week number 8 begins. It will be on CBS NFL Network. San Diego Chargers heading to Denver to take on the Denver Broncos in a very pivotal AFC West matchup. In the NHL, there are 4 games tonight. Actually, 3 games tonight. The Flyers taking on the Penguins. That game starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific, against the Penguins. Capitals at Oilers, Sabres at Mighty Ducks, and the game that was scheduled to be played tonight has been postponed because of a tragic event and shooting that happened in Ottawa, Canada, and they'll reschedule it for a later date. Other news to report from the NBA. Here's the preseason going on right now. The Magic lead the Rockets 24-28, 24-21. Nets at the Celtics, Wizards at the Knicks, Raptors hosting a team from a foreign country. Grizzlies taking on the Cavaliers. That game is on ESPN, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific. Timberwolves at the Bucks, Hawks at the Spurs, Trailblazers at the Lakers, and the other game on ESPN concluding the game between the Cavaliers and Grizzlies, that'll be the Suns taking on the Clippers. The NBA preseason is expected to end on Friday night, and the season for the NBA starts on Tuesday, October 28th, with the traditional games on TNT. The Lakers have always hosted a game as part of the doubleheader. They will play Houston, and of course the Dallas Mavericks taking on the San Antonio Spurs in a rematch of last year's Western Conference quarterfinal. That concludes the second and final update for Sports World Radio. Update was brought to you by KeurigCoffeeMachines.com. When we come back, more sports talk with Jeff Eskow and Sean Mann. Be right back.
Welcome to the Man Manual. Man comes with a multifunctional casing known as skin. It is remarkable. Warning, standard body wash can cause damage to man's skin. Maintain it properly with Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. It cleans man and protects skin from dryness. This will keep man's skin remarkable, even under extreme testing. Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. Skin care built in. Also, freshen man's exterior with new Aqua Impact Body Wash.
Why does consultant Jerry Howell stay at La Quinta?
Can you come back tomorrow?
Because only with La Quinta can Jerry instant hold the room tonight using just his phone number. And then power down for tomorrow on his pillow top bed. And when Jerry's refreshed, you know what he does?
We need ideas, people. Think.
Synergistic integration.
Genius.
He thinks outside the box.
I'm going for it. No.
La Quinta Inns and Suites take care of you so you can take care of business. Instant hold your next stay on your smartphone at LQ.com.
La Quinta.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escott, Sean Mann, bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk on the internet. I guarantee it. All right, Shawnee, where we going next, buddy?
All right, the next one that we talk about, the DEA makes an arrest in the MLB testosterone case. Here we go. The man-made sold testosterone. The U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration agents on Tuesday arrested a South Florida man suspected of manufacturing and supplying banned performance-enhancing drugs to clinics that distributed them to Major League Baseball players and other athletes.
Wow.
Ouch.
Wow.
A DEA criminal complaint unsealed Tuesday charges Paolo, good luck with that last name, with conspiracy to distribute testosterone. Paolo was scheduled to make an initial court appearance later Tuesday. It wasn't immediately clear if he had a lawyer. Surprising indeed to see that happen. Well, Major League Baseball continues to be really, really strict with all the stuff with performance-enhancing drugs.
No mention of A-Rod in there, right?
There was a mention of New York Yankees.
Really?
The arrest is the latest in the recent MLB drug scandal that resulted in 14 player suspensions, including the record season-long suspension of New York Yankees star Alex Rodriguez.
Figures. They had to throw that in there, right?
Yeah.
They had to. Wow.
And you're going to be wondering when spring training comes up in February just what it's going to be like and what kind of a reception he's going to get when he comes back. And of course, the Yankees know perfectly well they want to get rid of them, but they can't let him go because no other team wants him. So they have to deal with him for the next 3 years. And like you said, Jeff, on the last home game for Derek Jeter and the last game of the season when they played at Boston, that Jeter picked the right time to leave because he didn't want to have to possibly deal with any more drama with Alex Rodriguez.
Right, and if Jeter decided maybe to retire next season, he probably wouldn't have got as much fanfare as he did this season with Alex Rodriguez not around.
Correct.
Because next year, you know damn well, the media is going to be all over Alex Rodriguez next year.
And they're going to blow it out of proportion, and I'm going to be like saying, oh, I want to turn this TV off because all they got to do is talk about Alex Rodriguez. They did that last year when the announcement was made about his use of performance-enhancing drugs.
Yeah. I get tired of that crap, man. Media just beats it to death. You know? They just beat it and beat it and beat it. I don't like that. Right, Sean?
Right. Brian Roberts. Here's the next topic for Major League Baseball. Second baseman Brian Roberts, who played all but one season of his 14-year Major League career with the Baltimore Orioles, confirmed Friday that he's retiring. He is stepping down from baseball.
Where did he play this year?
He played second baseman for the Orioles. He signed with the Yankees in 2014, but was released in August after hitting .237 in 91 games.
Ah. And so he's finally retiring. Pip Roberts?
Yep, Brian Roberts. He goes, quote, "It was just kind of my time," Roberts told the Baltimore Sun. "There were numerous reasons that I felt like I couldn't play at a level that I was accustomed to and wanted to play at if I continued to play. I always said that I wasn't going to be the guy that tried to hang on as long as I could."
You want to know something? That's the one thing nobody can beat is time. That's the one thing nobody can beat because eventually you're going to have to retire.
And move on and figure out that there's other stuff besides playing baseball.
Exactly. Everybody, eventually, Father Time catches up with everybody, doesn't it?
Yep.
hey, just think. Anywhere between the next 5 to 10 years, there could be an NBA league without LeBron James in it. What's going to happen then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Just think. In the next 5 to 10 years, there'll be no Kobe Bryant, no LeBron James, no Carmelo Anthony.
Right.
Then what do you do?
That's true. What do you do, and what's the situation going to be like?
Let's think about that for a second, boys and girls. The NBA you see now, 5 to 10 years looking like nothing.
Be a different league, and it'll be a different time. There's no question about it.
And it'll be different stars.
Different era. Yeah, you're right.
And we won't get to see a player like LeBron James ever again. Guarantee that. Guarantee you that.
Hard to say what the future will be like for all leagues. The NFL will be different. NBA will be different. NHL and MLB. But times change.
It's just going to be interesting, man. It's going to be very, very interesting. You know? You know what I mean there, Shawnee?
Yep.
What do you got for me next, Kyle?
The next topic that we get to, NFL. The British government wants an NFL London team. Here we go. The British government wants an NFL team based in London.
What are they, freaking nuts?
They have been demanding it and saying it's time to bring an NFL football team to London, England.
Well, if I'm on a team and that team's got to go play in London, I'm hurt that week. I ain't flying. I ain't flying.
Jet lag.
I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now.
The British government said this is primarily a decision for the owners of the clubs and the NFL organization. But I've said to the NFL that anything the government can do to make this happen, we will do, because I think it'd be a huge boost to London, England, Osborne said.
Now, you know what I want to know? If they bring a team to London, does Gary abandon Redskins and goes to that team?
He will. I see it happening.
I'm going to call that, does he pull a Sean?
Oh, no. Because I know. I've never heard the end of it, but that was my one little boo-boo there. But at least I'm off the hook there, and I have to admit that was my mistake.
Hey,
but
Sean, if he does...
Gary, it's different.
Sean, if Gary does that, you know damn well he's going to get harassing for a long, long time.
And, quote, here's what George Osborne, the British Treasury Secretary, added. He goes, quote, clearly there are some tremendous sports fans in the UK, and we've seen the growth of our sport and the popularity amongst those great fans over the last few years.
Uh-huh.
Lions president Tom Lewan said Wednesday, quote, how much we can continue to grow, that is a real opportunity in front of us. I wouldn't put anything past the NFL. I wouldn't put anything past the talented people that we have in the league, and I certainly can understand the desire given the popularity of a lot of different sports over here. So the British government says, bring an NFL team to London, England.
You know what, Josh? I agree with you. I'm not waking up at 6 in the morning 8 times a year to watch that crap.
Neither will I. And think about the London team that would have to fly all the way across the Atlantic Ocean to play a game and then have to fly all the way back. That's a tiring jet lag.
That's why there's no teams in Europe, you schmucks. Okay?
I hope Roger Goodell really doesn't do this. Otherwise, I'm saying, do I want to waste my time really watching the NFL anymore? Because an NFL team in the continent of Europe, that's just doesn't make any sense.
It can't happen. It can't happen.
No.
If you're looking out for the safety of your players and you put a team in London, you're not looking out for the safety of your players. It's that simple. It's that simple.
Maybe everybody will stop watching the NFL because it's like, that's just nuts. We realize that the NFL's been played in America for lots and lots of years.
Because the logistics is crazy. Unless you're going to do The London team plays all their home games 8 weeks in a row at home, and then they go to the States for 8 weeks.
That's right. That's right, Josh. Everybody will be like, Jeff will sleep in. That's what I say. I sleep in on Sundays. I wouldn't have time to watch the New England Patriots play a team for all the way in London. And then it's like 6 a.m. my time and 9 a.m. on the East Coast, and it's like, oh. And then I wake up, and all of a sudden I'm checking, and I'm missing the game because I slept in. Because Sundays, that's what it's about. People usually go to church, or people just decide to sleep in, and then they get up when they want to watch NFL games. They don't want to get up at 5:30 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and then all of a sudden, boom, the game's on at 6 a.m. Yeah, that's right, Josh. Nobody has time for that.
Let me tell you something. I don't sleep around the NFL schedule. I get up when I want. I sleep as long as I want on Sundays, and I get up whenever the hell I want. Just because there's an NFL game on, you expect me to get up and watch it? It don't work like that. I get up when I freaking want. And I'm not getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning to watch a freaking game that means absolutely nothing.
Ugh.
I want to know, every team that flies to London, are you going to give them the following week off as their bye? Because you're going to have to. You're going to have to. And then when England flies to London, goes to America, and if you don't have them there 8 weeks in a row and they fly back, you're going to have to give them their. You can't give them freaking 4 or 5 weeks off. What do you? The only way it's possible is if they play 8 games in a row at home, and each team that comes in the following week is their bye, and then the London team flies to the States, has their bye week. That week they fly to the States, and then they play 8 games straight in the States.
We'll finish
That
more
sucks.
on this last topic after this final commercial break.
I had PTSD. Once I was back from Iraq, I was distant from everybody in my family.
We had a reunion of our unit, and you'd hear these spouses say, is your husband doing that? My husband's doing that too. I thought it was just us. And really understanding that, hey, this is a common experience.
I learned more to listen to what he was saying, and that made it easier for me to understand where his pain was coming from.
Warriors should know that resources are available. Learn more at realwarriors.net.
Every parent wants the safest and healthiest products for their family. That's why I created The Honest Company. I was just a concerned mom with a crazy dream. A wish that there was a company that I could rely on that did all of the hard work for me. I'm Jessica Alba, and The Honest Company was my dream.
LegalZoom has helped 1 million businesses successfully get started, including Jessica's. Launch your dream at LegalZoom today. Call us. We're here to help.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't too. Don't wait until it's too late.
Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to the final segment of Sports World Radio. Sean Mam, bringing you the final segment of today's show. Next Wednesday, Bulls versus the Knicks, 8 p.m. Yeah, I'm going to be loving that.
48 minutes past the hour, final segment, and of course the World Series Game 2 pregame coverage is on right now on Fox as the game is coming up. And go Royals. I hope they take that game.
Hey, what were we talking about? What were we talking about during the break?
During the commercial break, Jeff and I were still talking about the idea of an NFL team in London, England. And we were saying that, Jeff, you were saying, NFL, you do this and put an NFL team in London. This was your exact words when I was listening to you.
Mm-hmm.
Get rid of the Thursday games.
Yeah, they have to.
Makes perfect sense.
Mm-hmm. They have to. It's crazy. I don't know how they could put a freaking team in London.
Probably Roger Goodell would probably say, well, look at the opportunity here. The visiting team can go to London. They can stay for a week, look at all the history and practice over the week, and then play their game on Sunday and then come back home.
That's a long, long plane ride home if you lose that game.
It is.
Are you kidding me? Get the hell out of here. Pull the players. Because they're the ones who got to do it.
Yep.
Hey, I got an idea. Put a team in L.A. first. Worry about your own country first.
I can agree with that. Los Angeles is very close to having an NFL team in there, and I know Magic Johnson would pull for that, but I disagree with the idea of having a team in London.
And the only way I'm taking a 12 to 15-hour plane ride is if I'm going to Amsterdam. You know what I'm saying? Screw that.
Well, what if the coach said, well, Escal, you're a player. You're a football player. You need to practice and start studying the film of this London team. You need to focus and get ready for the week's game.
I'm hurt. I can't go. I'm hurt.
Coach,
I'm hurt. I can't play, so I'm not going to go. I'm not doing that trip. I'm hurt. My wife's having a baby. I'm going to stay and do that.
Well, think about it this way. Like I was even saying to Jeff, Josh, and Dexter, think about the fact that a plane from San Diego, Oakland, or San Francisco has to go to Chicago, refuel up their plane, stop in Boston or New York, and then boom, it's all the way across the Atlantic Ocean to get to London, England.
Yeah,
crazy.
It's a 12, 13, 14-hour plane. Screw that, man. If I'm taking a 15-hour plane ride, I'm going to Amsterdam.
A Super Bowl in London? Oh, Dexter, please. It's always been in America. I could never stand seeing a Super Bowl played in London, England.
That's ridiculous, man. You're supposed to be looking out for the player's safety, and you want to stick a team in London? That's not looking out for the player's safety as far as I'm concerned. Right, Sean?
And I know that a lot of people here throughout the whole country would not go for this idea, NFL fans. They'd be like, no, that's not a smart move.
I don't like that idea at all. Not one stinking bit, man.
Detroit and Atlanta will play Sunday at Wembley, the home of England's national soccer team. Last month, the Dolphins beat the Oakland Raiders 38-14, and next month, the Dallas Cowboys will face the Jacksonville Jaguars in Wembley Stadium in London, England.
They're getting a game there every month, ain't they?
Pretty much.
Unbelievable.
I think it's once a month. They played one in September there. They played one in October, and then next month it's the Cowboys facing off against the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Who's playing in December?
From this topic that I have, nobody. December is closed as far as NFL games in London.
You know why? Because it's getting down to the nitty-gritty, and they don't want the teams flying that much.
Yeah.
So if you don't want the team flying that much...
Game. Come on now.
Well, if they don't want the team flying that much, then why are you putting a team in freaking London?
It's what the British government wants.
Who cares what the British government wants? Since when does the NFL... Since when does the NFL let somebody dictate to them what they want? Huh? Since when does it... I never heard that before. You mean you tell me letting a country tell you a $9 billion industry what to do? Get the hell out of here.
Josh goes, yeah, like you said, 1 in 7 flights for one game. Come on now. That's a good point.
It's ridiculous. I don't get it. I thought you were supposed to be looking out for the player's safety.
Roger Goodell. That's what he needs to do, is focus on the players' safety instead of having to consider the idea of putting an NFL team in London. Because, think about it, 8 home games that a London team hosts, no. 6 o'clock in the morning, 9 a.m. on the East Coast. There are a lot of people either getting up, going to church, or even just sleeping in and not really caring about the game in London. And then they wake up and say, "Oh, look at the game. Look who's winning, the London team or the opposition."
I guarantee you I never watched that game. I guarantee it. I don't watch that game. In fact, I guarantee it that I never see anything about that game until I wake up. Because I'm not waking up for that crap game.
Ugh.
There's no way in hell I'm waking up for that. 6:30 in the morning California time. What are you, crazy?
No, Jeff, I know you're usually up, and then when your Skype is on, it's like, Jeff is up. It's like around noon or 1 p.m. because some people do it like that. Some people like to stay up late on Saturday nights at 3 o'clock or 4 in the morning because they're out having a good time, hanging out on the weekends, and then they sleep in, and then all of a sudden it's afternoon. It's just how people usually are. They like to hang out and have a good time. They don't want to get up so early at 6 o'clock or 6:30 in the morning.
I'm a night owl, man. I'm freaking out. I'm not going to bed till 6:30 in the morning.
Yep.
You know? And you know what? I might still be up by the time 6 o'clock in the morning comes around. You know what I'll do? I'll watch go to bed. I'll put the pregame on, and then the game will come on. You know what's going to happen? I'm going to fall asleep, and I'll never see the game.
And then all of a sudden you can just go to ESPN and check the highlights or go on the internet and check that out.
I'll find out who wins when I wake up.
Yep.
Because I don't give a flying fig Newton. Giants aren't playing this week.
LOL, Jags versus the Panthers. That's what Dexter said. And then, of course, go Jags. I was just mentioning that I'm pretty sure Dallas will demolish the Jaguars next month. I would like to see Jacksonville win, but, of course, we'll get to that game when that one comes.
Well, that's a London game, so we'll see what happens over there.
Josh goes, Jeff has ladies smoking the pole and watching Craig Ferguson.
Hey, man. I watch Craig Ferguson every night from 12:30 to 1:30 every freaking night. Every freaking night. And then, right after Craig Ferguson on Friday nights, it's great. On TNT, they do a 5 or 6 hour marathon of Hawaii 5-0. So I watch that till like 6 o'clock in the morning, and on Saturday mornings, I don't go to bed till 6.
The Chicago Bears next, and I got time for another topic. Looking to, quote, move on. This is for you, Josh. Chicago Bears coach Mark Trestman said Wednesday his team has moved past the loss to the Miami Dolphins and Brandon Marshall's subsequent locker room rant and placed the focus where it matters most. Preparation for Sunday's road matchup against the Pats. And you know what? I agree with it. When you're a team and you're not home and you're 0-3 and you got the crowd booing you and you got shouting, team needs to come together. Enough is enough. You got to start focusing on football. There's still a long season, so the Bears just need to do a good job what they're doing. Forget about Sunday's game and just on up Sunday and focus on the season because it's not.
Nope. But like Sean's probably, as Sean was saying that, he's like, I don't really want the Bears to win because I got this bet. I bet you that's what you were saying as you were saying it to yourself, right?
Yeah, pretty much saying it to myself, but knowing very well, Jeff, that the Bears just need to move on and get beyond this and forget about the fact that they have not won a home game all year. They still have 5 more home games left, so they've still got a chance to maybe go 4-4 at home or maybe go 3-5. Who knows?
Right. We'll see. We'll see. It's getting to the interesting part of the season pretty soon. We'll see. Hey, I want to thank everybody for hanging out with us today. That's our 2-hour show. We'll be back tomorrow for another 2-hour sports journey. Until then, my friends, remember, you only have one life to live. Live it long, live it strong, and live it proud. And please don't forget, life may suck. The alternative is unacceptable. Peace out, everybody. Enjoy the World Series game tonight. We will see you tomorrow. For Sean Man, I'm Jeff Escal. Peace out, bitches.
Later.
Hey, this is EAJ Man from Autopsy Live and the Skype Pirates. When I want to make it look like I give a shit about sports, I tune